Hey guys, my name is Richard Marshall. I'm heading up the parkour task team for SAGF, and we're going to be going through a 360 vault tutorial today. Here to help me is Keanu Potgieter. He's one of the athletes at Martial Sports Academy that's been doing parkour for a couple of years. So let's go through some of the basics of this move. Firstly, you're going to step with your front leg, use the same arm on the same side to push off. You can put down the other hand if you want before you start doing the twist. Moving on to the twist, you can push with a hand and then you can do your 360 twist. And finally the landing after the twist, make sure that you step out. You don't always have to step out to make sure you absorb the impact and continue moving. All right, so just to get us started, we're gonna do a quick warm-up, which is just a basic warm-up for parkour. I hope you guys enjoy it. So we're gonna start with the neck, left and right. Push as far as you can, make sure that they don't hurt, but that the muscle is stretching a little bit. Good job. Next up, we're going to swing our arms. You'll hear me say it a couple of times in this video, but those shoulders need to be warmed up and well prepared for this. Moving on to the hips, we're going to go left to right. Stretch it a little bit, make sure you feel those muscles pulling forwards. And moving on to the circle. Make sure that you always do both sides, don't just do the one side. Next, we're going to do the knees a little bit. You can go full circles, you don't have to do halfway. And as these guys call it, the ninja stretch. Go down, pull your toes. Do the other side. You can do it once more. And all right, now the next ninja stretch, we're going to do basically the same thing, but you want you put your toes down on the side and lean to your knee. Push down as far as you can. Very nice. Balance is very important. Nice, Keanu. Next up, we're going to do some conditioning. We're going to hold the horse stance for a couple of seconds. You can pull your knees out as far as you can. His are a bit forward. And hold it right there, 90-degree angle. We're going to move on to a quadrupedal movement, the crawl. Okay, so the first thing that you need to focus on is their landing. It's very important to teach them how to land before you teach them how to jump, so they know how to absorb the impact. In parkour, it's very important for you to absorb the impact when you're landing, and as it is in all gymnastics disciplines, they need to take in as much of the force as they can and spread it out over as long as time as possible. So make sure that you know how to land before you start training this move. Another thing that's very important is they need to know how to mount and how to get onto an obstacle without losing the momentum. So they need to continue having their flow in the movement. So it's very important for them when they jump that they continue moving in this forward direction, that they don't stop even when they're landing, they're continuing their movement. So one of the other important things is they need to know how to block. When they block, they need to push away from whatever they're supporting on, and they need to be able to generate force from that hand. So you want them to be able to push hard, make sure that their shoulders are nice and strong, make sure that their joints, like their wrists and their elbows and everything else, is well conditioned, that they don't hurt themselves, and make sure that the area is safe. Okay, so here we've got a couple of lead-up activities. We're going to teach them some movements that are building up to the final 360 vault that we're going to be doing just now. So take a look, see what they can do, what they can't do yet, and make sure that they build progressively to this move. Don't just make them do the big thing all at once. So we're going to start on a nice low bench. Make sure that they know how to control it. They don't have to do the full 360. And it's a good starting place. Next up, we're going to do landings from a twist. It doesn't have to land like that. It can continue moving, but you need to be safe. Make sure they can handle that. Finally, the half twist 180 or the turn vault. This is a nice preparation, and it's also a prerequisite before they start doing the 360. And some of the areas that you want to condition for this is going to be your ankles, your knees. Make sure that they're strong and they can take an impact that has a rotation in it as well. Also make sure that they are nice and strong, like I said earlier, in your shoulders and your wrists. It's going to be very important for them to not hurt themselves. Safety is very important, and make sure that there is always an absorbing of the momentum and of the speed that you have when they're doing landings and stopping, etc. And here's a couple of safety points that you want to make sure that are in place before they start doing this movement. So they need to be well conditioned, number one, and make sure there's nothing lying around or any dangerous objects. Alright, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial on the 360 volt. I hope that you guys will join us for more parkour lessons in SAGF as soon as it becomes part of the syllabus. We're really close to that now, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys again.